be all wrapped around you, so.
Huh?
So the cord will be wrapped around you. It'll be wrapped around you too.
Is that?
You want your arm on?
Alright, who's on the page? Carmen, can you do our vision for us?
Yeah. Vision to help every young person identify and develop their unique talents and dedicate them to the Lord's service. We envision a world where never again must a young person live an aimless life. We see a time when all young people know their true purpose and lead meaningful lives in the Lord's service.
Thank you.
All of them.
Ms. Deborah, can you do our values?
Values.
Yes. Thank you for getting on Discord. It says enthusiasm. We are passionate about the work we are engaged in. Sacrificing, we take up our cross by stepping out of our comfort zone for Christ. Faithful, we are faithful in that which is least so that we can be faithful also in much. Leadership development, we develop leaders by giving others the opportunities we wish we had when we were in their situation. Intentional, we lead purposeful and intentional lives by having a definite aim in all that we do. Communication. Of all the gifts we have received from God, none is capable of being a greater blessing than our speech. Improvement, something better is our watchword. Resourcefulness. We are extremely resourceful, leaders who always have more than enough resources to do what God has called us to do. Amen. Bias for action. We are action takers who love making tough decisions quickly. Solution oriented. We are problem solvers who consistently solve high level leverage problems.
Thank you.
I can do the mission.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so it says our mission is to inspire and rightly train an army of youth to dedicate their lives to Christ's service and engage in the finishing work of redemption before the soon coming of Jesus. We do this through our unique digital training curriculums, live workshops, daily videos, mentoring, and other exclusive success resources.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So, step 2.1. Yeah, step 2.1. Reconfirm annual aims. Oh, we have a countdown thing in there. So we have 156 days until our annual aim is due. I don't know. That's what it says. So, let's go ahead and go through these. Would you like to do Denzel, Sister Sherry?
Sure. Denzel will implement the King Solomon's Inner Circle principles as measured by receiving Myron's $1 million a day Shield Award by December 15th, 2022.
Thank you. Katharina?
Katharina will master the marketing math of the 4 ways to grow a business, as measured by receiving Myron's $1 million a day Shield Award by December 15th, 2022.
Awesome. Shanisha will create a system for consistently showing up on the platforms of our strategic partners, as measured by receiving Myron's $1 million a day Shield Award by December 15th. And Enoch, can you do your annual aim, please?
Enoch will find someone who can lead the team to implement the Leaves of Autumn content model using Content Fries as measured by selling 100 pieces of community service content a day by December 15th. We got it, Kathy. It's December 15th.
December 15th. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Step 2.2.
We're doing it the day after. That's good to know.
What are we doing?
The annual is December 15th instead of the 14th. That's
Okay.
good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Step 2.2, reconfirm progress and confidence in achieving our monthly missions. And so we're going to be looking at the progress that we've made. We're going to give a number and the actual progress, the things that we did, our number one biggest problem, and we really need support. So everyone can get involved in this this here section.
I have about 15 minutes that I can take notes, and then Cameron, would you be able to take over?
Can we do Katharina first then?
Yeah. That makes sense.
I got it from my mama.
I believe you. All right, Katharina. Wait, come on.
Yes.
Did you say yes or no to her question?
I had. Wait.
What? Would you be willing to subscribe after she leaves?
I would be willing.
Fantastic.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Cameron.
Go ahead, Katharina.
Oh, me read mine?
Yes, please.
Katharina will oversee the creation of 30 pieces of content a week, so we can publish content that leads qualified students to our clergy calls Wildly Sleep by July 27, 2022.
While we sleep.
See, the post or the video that we did today leads qualified students to our clarity calls while we sleep. And it's
Oh,
community service
okay, we're doing-
content.
Nice.
Praise God.
All right. What progress have you made? Was it last week that we discovered the groundbreaking updates for Content Fries and Hubler? And we started like clicking around in them? That's some progress.
Katharina and I had a one-on-one where I talked about the speed schedule study and the basically how she's able to reach her real goals, and she made a greater commitment to measure her progress because she's just shooting in the dark and wasting a lot of time, and she's not actually counting how long that it takes her and measuring or setting a goal, deciding how long it'll take, and so she really got inspired from that.
Praise the Lord. That's really good. And both of them. So Sherry and Katharina set MKRs for this week. What they're
Nice.
just doing. That's really cool.
What did you say earlier? Something groundbreaking.
Yes. We discovered some groundbreaking updates for Content Fries and Publer that will help us to make our content creation and publishing easier.
I discovered a groundbreaking update on Notion that will make scheduling and creating content on Reels much easier.
Tell us about it. What was it?
I figured out
Yeah.
part of our problem is like the shape and size of recording on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I figured out how we could record the full length. I think it's full length, or at least a lot closer. And instead of using WhatsApp to store it, I could literally just record on Notion. Notion connected to my camera. I'll speak to the recording, and it will upload. When I hit stop record, it uploads to Notion at that same button.
What do you mean?
And then I created a template button that will automatically save me like 5 steps on the phone, where I just click a button and then boom, it pulls up my camera on Notion, and it gets ready to record.
What's
so
that?
it really
I need to see
simplifies.
that.
So everything's going to be
That
on the
sounds ideal.
on the micro content calendar, and it saves you a
Recording,
bunch of
everything.
time. Yeah, the recording.
Cool.
It saves you a lot of time from downloading on WhatsApp and then like finding on Google Photos and then uploading individually one time. And it's just all of the block is going to be there. It's going to start, finish,
It
end to
takes so
end.
much time and energy and work.
And Katharina says,
Wow.
yeah, more time. And
Energy.
Katharina says that it's a lot faster for her to edit when all the videos are on Notion, and she's like, yeah, the raw video's right there and it's easy to use. And yeah, they're all starting there.
Make life
And it's
easier.
easier to keep
Boy,
track of
that's
everything.
Amazing.
That sounds great.
Good.
I need to see that in action.
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds exciting.
And then Katharina and I created a intentional planning process, like a master list of all the reels that I can record. Just one page to dump all the reel ideas.
That's amazing.
And that's where I'm going to upload all the videos. And you could just take the videos from that page over.
In the IPP thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's a page on the micro content calendar. So they're
Right,
all
I
in the
saw
same
it.
place.
Whoa.
So we're all getting better.
exciting.
So
Brought a tear to my eye.
Katharina has a goal to get from 15 minutes per reel to 10 minutes per, or you said 7 minutes per reel, right?
Yeah, my goal is 7 minutes per reel.
Yeah, that's one of her shorter
I realized
goals.
that I've been spending even more time with 15 minutes because I timed it and I was like, oh boy, yeah, I need to work on like cutting things short. But
That's good.
me timing it made it pretty cool, like learning that. And the thing is, I realize that I'm still learning Content Fries because I've only done like 4 reels on Content Fries, so I know it's taking me longer now, but I'll get faster, a lot faster.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
you'll get faster as you measure the very first time that you create on Content Fries and you measure the second. Like, you get faster, like 5 times faster when you measure from the beginning instead of waiting until you have some conceived idea that, well, when I know the time, then I'll measure. It's like, what? That is so backwards.
Yeah. So I'm thankful, and I also want to have a designated place where I work on reels so that I don't get distracted.
That's
a good idea.
That's one of the 3 S's of success. Is a space, speed, schedule, study. She's got it all down.
Praise the Lord. That is awesome.
Yeah.
This is
And along
exciting.
those
You
lines-
don't want distraction to come in.
What about distraction?
You don't want distraction to come in.
Nope, don't want distraction, so you build yourself a bunker to block those distractions.
I don't know about a bunker.
Yeah, you build a bunker. That's exactly what it's
Yeah,
called.
you don't want that distraction coming in.
For sure. So you have
Yeah,
designated
because
space.
distraction's a murderer.
Yeah. Build a bunker.
Against the murder of distraction.
What you gotta do?
You're going to war.
Fences.
Distraction. Yep, defense. Man the cannon.
Yeah.
Another thing that Catherine and I realized deeper from that training. That training was so good. The one-on-one call about the 4 S's. We're gonna. This is for everybody. I want to start recording our one-on-ones so we can be more. We can reference it. So you can have a reference to refer back to it, and also we could easily transcribe it if necessary if you want to look at the notes. But also, with your permission, if there's a section that is especially helpful and could be helpful to other people, then we could clip out a portion of that and post that as a YouTube video or a podcast episode or something, where actually having pieces of coaching calls is very common for people to record. It's actually what KB does for her content, and it works really well. She just records parts where she's actually having conversations with people. And that can be a way we wanted to have D-Rock, to have our D-Rock to be able to record conversations that we have. But one way we can do that is just use Zoom and record this stuff anyways.
What?
Is there
The
any
one-on-one?
questions about that? Yeah, the one-on-one.
So we're gonna do the one-on-ones using Zoom?
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting.
Does anyone have any questions regarding that?
I do.
Okay, what's up, Mom?
So are you making like a library for situations and then people could see what helps it? Is that what you're saying?
Library for situations and see what helps it.
Yeah, for people like if we have a one-on-one and then somebody, maybe not right now, but later on have the same situation, then they can just listen to the one-on-one? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, for example, I'll do this. You know how when I give Bible studies to people, those Bible studies we do on Zoom or Skype or Hangouts or whatever, we'd record them and then they'd be group training sessions, or they'd be one-on-one studies, and they Bible studies with Brittany or something, and then, or we did it with Jules. His name was Jules, right? Yeah, Jules. And people would be able to be blessed by similar trainings?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing something like that, but instead of uploading the entire training, we're just gonna choose a section. If there's one portion, because a lot of the very, very, very best content that is taught is often in one-on-one fireside conversations or on the one-on-one coaching. So, and then it's like, it's live, it's raw, it's authentic. Whereas when I'm talking to the camera, my energy is different and my memory is different, and like things are a way different tone as when I'm coaching a person in a specific context. They're way more contextualized to their specific situation, so that example is a story that people can apply to their business and what they're doing. So we're not uploading the entire training and having whole areas like that. Just like if there's a framework that I'll be able to teach someone in there, we'll just clip that section out and upload it with permission. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And so we're gonna title those that.
Yeah, we'll give them hook curiosity-based titles for YouTube.
So then y'all can still tell you don't have to feel like oh no, this is recorded, so like I can't share everything that I want to share, or like my struggle that I'm having.
Yeah, because we'd only post with whatever's your permission, and nobody sees it otherwise.
Are we done with that?
That sounds cool.
Is there any other questions that people have regarding it? Because this goes into effect immediately.
What did you realize about the 4 S's?
Great question. I wanted to share. Actually, like, at the end of most conversations, I'm like, man, this would have been better that be recorded. Or most like of our one-on-one coaching calls.
Boy.
There's so many like solid concepts that are just like profound that we could share. But I've wanted to do that for several years. But I was thinking it would be good when we have D-Rock to be able to record the conversations, just designated to do that. But D-Rock isn't coming around anytime soon, or it's been a while. So then another alternative is to use Zoom. But what deepened the impression was Catherine and I shared, and you guys have heard me talk about the 4 S's of storytelling, 4 S's of success. I've applied it to different things before. Some may remember, some may not. If you don't remember, then it probably wasn't used in a context where it was emotionally relevant to you, which is the problem with teaching in groups or teaching at like doing trainings. And one of the things that I'm seeking to get better at is using specific examples so that people can understand it, emotional examples. Whereas on that training with that one-on-one coaching with Katharina, I showed her how those 4 S's fit very specifically with her goal for creating reels, creating content. It was so clear, it was concise, it was compelling, it was clarifying, and because like I see how helpful that was one of her big highlights and takeaways from that call. And if we just clip that out, maybe it was like 15 minutes, that would be an awesome YouTube video for anybody to have access to, even if they're not creating reels. Just understanding those 4 S's and how it fits and why it fits to whatever their goal is, it helps them to reach goals faster. Does that make sense? Kamran?
Understanding the 4 S's and why it fits and how it fits to their goals.
No, your question was, what about that helped to see that it would be beneficial to record? Kamran, we gotta keep going. So I need you to like respond. I was answering your question. Did that answer your question?
You can keep going.
Okay.
I got one other question.
What's up,
So
Mom?
you said you're gonna title those, but are they gonna be in a obscure way, or is it gonna be something that we can easily say, oh, I have this issue, let me go here because this is the answer?
It's not a library. It's for content on.
How are we gonna know where that is found?
It's
If we
not a
come
library
across
for
a
us.
situation?
It's not a library for us to look up for situations.
Then what good is it putting it out there?
Creating content. It's community service content for our audience that will solve their problems.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can also reference the video.
No, we're not likely going to reference the video too much because,
No.
like Mom's talking about, they're not going to be easy to find as far as our specific like situation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like in theory, you
All
could, but like the training today, 3 sales secrets to increase your conversions. Like that's different than story selling, perception of value, and positioning. Like we're not going to have an issue with positioning. We want to go search it out and find it. If we want to increase in sales, then we could go listen to that. But we won't know exactly what that's talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. I do have another thing that we worked on. Like, or are we done?
Let's ask. Does everyone feel confident and clear that they're like ready to get started this week to start recording our one-on-ones, or does anybody still have any concerns?
I have none.
All right, so then your silence takes it as though you're ready to go. We're gonna record it. It's not a problem.
That's because I'm thinking.
Oh, you're thinking.
But we could record it and then decide not to, right?
Exactly. We could. It's much easier to record and decide we don't want to use it than to wish that we had recorded what we never did.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
All right, what's your next thing, Katharina? And then tell us your progress in numbers.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
You know.
patience.
You know what else we did?
What else we did?
I was working with Rebecca and like encouraging her to create the outros, and she created some outro stuff, and she just sent another message saying like, hey, I put some stuff on something. I need to read that message. And also, Enoch and I, one time when Enoch was like feeling like, oh, what do I do? Or like he wasn't sure what to work on. We ended up working on and like outros were really high on his mind. We worked on some outros, and I put the outro on one of the videos on the reels.
Which outro?
The photo thing. I just like I was trying out some things.
What is the photo thing?
The book one.
Yeah. I realize we use that book, but it's not really an outro. It's too busy. It's more for quote cards. I know we put it in that shape. Doesn't hurt that you used it, but I just wanted to share that it's not really a real outro.
Yeah, I did use a different outro that was actually an outro too. Like the one that we had created from before. So I'm learning how to put outros on the videos. So
That's
cool.
a point. That's really good. That's great. We wanted to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Good.
It is.
Praise the Lord.
So thank you for that.
And thanks for working with Rebecca on those.
Yeah.
All right, what would you say your progress is? What number?
Maybe like a 3 or 4. Yeah.
Which
We
one?
haven't gotten to 30 pieces of content, but that was a lot of stuff that we did that was like really helped.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I just like created this monthly mission like last week and put it on there. It wasn't originally in there. My confidence is a 10.
That's awesome. Thank you. And what's your number one biggest problem?
Wait,
this
we don't have
year?
the MKR. How many pieces of well, are these pieces of content or reels? These are reels that you're trying to do a week, right?
Yeah, reels.
Okay, so how many reels a week are we posting?
Shanicia, how many did we post?
Well, I'll have to go back and look. I did put the ones that were posted on a calendar, but I didn't count them. I forgot about the MKR thing, to be honest.
And who was responsible for creating the MKR sync block on the Desire ladder?
Me. It's not on the Desire ladder, it's on the weekly debriefing.
Yeah, but
But I have the sync block.
the original would be on the Desire ladder. And the secondary sync would be on the template. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can fix that.
Oh, but you created it?
I did.
Oh, cool.
Like, it needs to be updated and stuff, like some of the NPRs, I didn't know what else to put, but now we have a sync block and
Yeah,
and you guys can give me feedback in regards to.
that is sweet. Awesome. Thank you.
Can I make a point?
Okay, I need to go. I'll still listen in. I might be back. I'm not sure. It depends on when she wants to eat lunch.
Okay. Thank you.
Because of the implementation workshop starting on the 27th, we've moved the monthly meeting to August the 3rd, the first Wednesday, and there happens to be 5 Wednesdays in August. So by moving the monthly, July monthly to Wednesday the 3rd, we actually have another week. So it's 15 days instead of 8 days.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying we have to update
Yes.
the countdown?
Yeah, we do.
And you
And-
did you update it on there?
No, not yet.
Oh,
We
August
haven't.
what? 3rd?
Yes, it's August the 3rd. Thank you. Because we just confirmed yesterday that the implementation starts on the 27th. So we won't be doing,
Sounds like fun.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Sister Kathy.
yeah.
So, I guess we'll go to you next.
Okay. Kathy will find someone who can lead the team to create a financial statement so we can know if we will qualify for a HELOC and could afford to move into the country by August the 3rd. And the progress is a 4 and the confidence is a 10. And Miss Deborah reached out to Kara. Say her name? Kara?
There's my care.
Kara. And she won't be available for a couple of weeks to help regarding the spreadsheet, but we're moving forward regarding the HELOC and doing the worksheets and stuff on that.
What else did you guys do? Because y'all been saying it's been fun and things going through it.
We're going through
Is that the thing with the worksheets and stuff?
the cash flow, excuse me, that's with the cash flow with Garrett.
Okay.
Yes.
The 4 expenses. We learned about those. Was that last week?
I think so.
The 4 types of
Thursday.
expensive.
What are you doing the worksheets for?
Tiller?
Cash flow, no, it's cash
Oh,
flow
wait.
that we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what was your question, brother? I may have misunderstood that. Kara is regarding Kara.
Kara.
Kara is regarding the spreadsheet on Teller. But we're working on the cash flow worksheets and videos and trying to learn what we can from them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it did.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's my next question?
Is that all the progress,
Yes, at this time.
Sherry?
So,
Okay. What's your number one biggest problem that you're currently facing, such that by solving would make the greatest difference in moving the mission forward?
I think waiting till Kara gets back and see if she can help us with the spreadsheet. I think that'll make a big difference. Everything else got pretty well resolved on Tiller, so we're moving forward with that.
Okay, what's something that you can do like while waiting? One
We're
problem
still-
to solve while waiting.
We're still,
Did we ever figure out the yellow highlight?
yeah, we got that all taken
Oh,
care
yeah,
of.
that's right.
It's not yellow anymore?
No, we can
Oh.
live with the yellow. That's what
Oh,
we
you're
learned.
just deciding to
We can
ignore
live
it.
with the yellow.
Oh, okay.
And we took off the bottom strip that was causing things to become on new yellow. She told us how to do that.
Oh, so it's never going to be yellow again?
Should not.
So all the new ones aren't yellow anymore?
I haven't gone back in today to see it. We took care of that on Friday, and I haven't gone back in to look.
Wow, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
progress.
that's what Morgan said would be the result of taking off that
Yeah,
bottom.
but I thought you guys said that you fixed that already before Friday.
Well, when Deborah had unhighlighted the last, or she took it off temporarily, everything went to natural. Then when she put it back on, it came yellow again. But that's because Morgan said you would have to hand undo them. We can live with the yellow. It's not a big deal. It's not worth all that work to undo each
All the
one.
work, you just select all and then change the highlight, and it's done like that. But if you fix the cause and no future ones are going to be yellow,
Right.
then it's not any work. You just highlight everything and select everything and get rid of the yellow. That's
Okay.
all in like 2 clicks.
Okay. I believe you.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, so what's your number one greatest problem that you can solve while waiting?
Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, but what does keep moving forward look like? What would you do?
Continuing, looking at the cash flow presentations by that guy with the long
Gary
hair
Anderson.
and implementing and doing the worksheet so that we understand better.
So is there like a specific point in the worksheet that you want to get to by a certain time? Is there somewhere that you're stuck in the worksheet? Because this is just from my point of view. It seems like going through the worksheet has been working well. So is that a problem that you're trying to solve?
We're trying
We're
to
doing it to try to understand.
we're trying
better.
to understand by learning better the cash flow, if it's something that will be valuable for us, so we would know if it's something we would be able to use.
There's a bunch of videos that we're watching, and there's some things that accounting and finances and stuff like that take time to learn, and it's things that we don't understand. And so all those little videos, we have to watch them to understand them. And
She's just talking about a measurable goal. Like understanding, yeah, it takes time, but you need to have a measurement, you need to have a goal or a problem that you're solving, an intention. In order for you to get there, there needs to be a stepping stone or something.
that's what we're doing. We're watching the video one by one. We're going through
Okay,
the
so an example would be like, all right, what worksheet are you on right now? How many implementation guides have you finished?
Do you know, Kathy?
I think it's 3.
You filled
Or
out.
we're on the third one, I
You
think.
filled out 3 implementation guides, or you watched 3 videos.
We've
There's a
watched.
big difference. There's a values in implementing, not the information.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing this Thursday, is implementing what we already watched last week. So, probably implementing
So
the second one. We're on the second.
you've already. So my question is, how many implementation guides have you completed? Not videos.
Understand?
So how many of those? You're saying that you've already completed one of them?
I think we did, but I
Okay.
have to go back and look. I'm
So if you did one, then like your greatest problem could be to complete the second implementation guide. Not going through the course, not watching all the videos, not going through all the worksheets. All that is very, very vague and general and
Right.
nondescript.
Right.
But something that would be like implement the first 3, like complete the first 3 implementation guides. That would be like could be the greatest problem that you're actively seeking to solve. Does that make sense?
Yes, it
it's
does.
a problem if they're not completed.
Right.
but you would expect that problem to be there until you solve it.
Right. That does make sense.
Cool, because that's really clear and that's very like, it gives purpose and clarity to the team.
Okay.
You had a question?
Would you say your greatest problem, your number one greatest problem, is ignoring the guy's hair?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
That's funny. His hair.
And do you believe there's a solution to that?
There is.
That's good.
And we will be happy when we find the solution. But we do. We just don't look at him. We just listen to what he says. He'd be great for
Podcast.
What about when he's writing on the board?
That's
Oh.
the hardest part.
So then maybe that is the greatest problem.
Does he have crazy hair or something?
No, he just has long straight hair.
Oh, very straight.
And they got an interesting story that they tell themselves when they see it.
We can watch it. It doesn't stop us from retaining information.
It does for Kathy
No, I take notes on what he writes down, not on his hair.
on what he writes on the board.
Yeah, I do. I take notes on what he's writing on the board.
Yeah.
I do. I
do
focus.
too.
Oh, that's good.
It's a challenge, but I do it.
Yeah, so that's along the lines
Does it
of
well
question.
too.
Good question. Other brother comrade.
That's neat.
Ignoring Gary Bennison's hair.
You guys seem to all be in agreement. I mean, I don't get it, but if it's a problem, then I guess we can seek to solve it this week. We can move
This
forward.
Thursday at 5 o'clock. Come down and see.
And then you'll see what we're talking about.
All right. Where do you guys need support to move forward? Well, let's start with you, Sister Kathy. Where do you need support to move forward?
I have good support with Deborah and Sherry. So where do I need it? I really have good support.
This is one of the most important questions to ask. Like what, and to answer. I mean, like regardless if you got
So
good
I need
support,
help
it's
in
good.
implementing the worksheets. That's what I need help with.
It's a good one.
Implementing the worksheets.
So that's really specific. Now Mom and Sherry is able to help more. We're able to help more and just be involved. Because success is attracted to clarity and resources love clarity. And this where we need support brings clarity. Thanks for persevering, Kathy. You're doing great. And we all have to learn how to answer these questions.
Yes, we do.
Not just for the debriefing, just for our own personal success and anything that we contribute our talents to. If we don't understand how to answer these questions, it's going to limit tremendously our ability to create results that matter in our life.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those questions that is one of the last ones that I answer every week. Do I
Because
need
you're
support?
procrastinating it? Or what do you mean for the last
To a
one?
certain extent.
Mom likes to save the best for last, so I'm not sure what that means to you being the last.
Because it's one of the ones that I really have to think about
Oh,
the
okay.
most.
That's good.
And
That's
what
a
that
leverage
support looks
question.
like. Yeah.
It's anything you lack in skill, you can always make up in leverage, which is a support.
Okay, what about you, Sister Sherry and Miss Deborah? And with this question, since Sister Sherry and Miss Deborah's names are not on the mission but they're involved, they can say where else they need support, right?
Absolutely.
Outside
All of
that.
us could.
Okay.
Anyone can share where they need support
So we'll start with you, Sister
regarding the
Sherry.
monthly mission.
I would say doing the implementation worksheet. I think that would be a great help once we work on that and, start implementing this.
I can't hear you very good. You say what?
Working on the implementation worksheet and getting it done.
That sounds a lot better, Sherry. It's easier to hear you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I agree with Sherry.
I think it'll be a help and an eye opener, and help us to see how we can move forward, hopefully.
There is something that I wanted to do is, it talks about, what are those 4 things, there was, the way that we have it set up is in a certain way. But I was thinking if we did, can we do 2 of those instead of 1 of them, the Diller spreadsheets? Nick?
You say me?
Yeah. Is it possible to like set up another Diller spreadsheet?
Let's talk about it later. I'd like to hear more. Let's write it down to discuss at another time.
And then that's what we need the most help with.
That's what Mom needs support to move forward.
Yes.
That's what we're answering that question, Conrad.
Okay.
You're doing great, Conrad.
Thank you. And okay, thank you, Sister Kathy. And Sister Sherry and Miss Deborah. So, Miss Deborah, that was your turn.
Deborah will carry out a team boot camp teaching 18 members to master day 3 tool from the transforming lives so we can identify and leverage the strengths and weaknesses of each other. And different people had different homework, and so I talked to them about the homework, and everybody showed up except for one person. And that's just what's going on. And then, which I was so proud of all of you.
Praise the
and it's
Lord.
nice to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
Because it's hard just to dive in. But I believe we got back into our rhythm or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and our session was really good. A lot of eye
Yeah.
openers. I appreciated it.
Aw, thank you. I thought all of our sessions were really good. And it's nice. I like also that we're working on the same thing. And then I'm praying for Denzel. I really am. I hope he comes back home and things work out for us because I really like Denzel. And then I opened up my time on my calendar. It's set for on Friday and on let me see, I can't do those. At 4 on Friday and 5 at Tuesday. And then
What did you say about that, Miss Deborah? I'm sorry. What was the time for? Did I miss it?
The time is for if we miss a transformation coaching,
Oh yeah.
that we make up for it.
Okay.
And I open it up between 4 and 5, and then even 5 to 6 is good on most of the days, except for on Tuesdays at 5 I can't, and then on Friday at 4 I can.
Okay.
And
Thank
then,
you.
You're welcome. And then another thing is, I was looking at the analytics on what's it called? I want to call it funnel hacking, ClickFunnels. I was looking at the analytics for that, but I don't really understand that. So I think where I need the most help with is to maybe see what I'm supposed to be looking at besides the analytics and how people are coming in.
And
But for the emails.
that's something I'm gonna be supporting you with this week. And can we talk more about it later? And
Yeah, but
what are
isn't that what
progress?
you guys asked me where I need help?
1 second. And with the next monthly mission, can you share your updates there?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, this one is for the transformation coaching, and yeah, you can share where you need support to move forward. But the progress is specifically for the transformation coaching.
This is under my stepping stones.
Is it? What's it doing there? That's interesting.
Should I take that out of there?
I would just move it down to 4.
Yeah, that goes to the next one. Okay. Yeah, so we can talk about it for the next one. But that's good though. And go ahead.
Well, I guess the progress is a, let me see. Well, I don't really know yet until I talk to people. I'll say it's a 3, and I have confidence, by August. So we have about a month. I'd say, 8.
Okay.
3 and 8.
Okay. That still sounds good. And
Hey, wait,
oh,
what did you say about the homework towards the beginning?
That we're all on the same homework, and I like that.
Don't forget to do the MPRs with Mom too.
It's the
This is
date
the first week we're doing that. Yeah.
thank you.
What did you say, Enid?
He was reminding me of something to do next.
Oh. Okay, well anyway, we're all on the same, school homework, that's nice, I said.
Okay. Thank you. And we're gonna go to the MKRs. And
Oh, wait.
Oh, waiting.
On day 3, it's day 3 of, what is it called, creating lasting change, what it is.
Oh, for the homework.
Not from transforming lives, I'm not sure what that is, but.
I just realized that's what it says.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and so I forgot how to read these. So out of the 8 transformation coaching sessions, how many did you do this week?
Great. Perfect. Mom, we're at 3.1.3 for anyone who wants to follow along.
Yeah. Alright.
3.1.3,
Yeah, 3.1.3.
and you're asking how many transformations we did
Yeah.
this week?
Yes.
Out of 8.
1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 3. 4. I did, I think I did 4 of them.
So you did 4 out of 8?
Well, I don't know who the 8 is, but yeah, that's what I did. Denzel's not here, and 1 didn't show up.
So it'd be out of 7?
That would be out of 6.
Out of 6.
I don't know who the 7th person is.
2, 4, 5.
She's one of them.
Who is?
Oh, that includes you, Mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you have to lead by example. How can you expect other people to go through something you're not going through yourself? You're the most important transformation coaching session to go through.
Amen. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So it'd be 7. So you did 4 out of 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't
So, Mom, this is something that you're responsible for updating weekly. This isn't for other people to type. This is for you to update. Does that make sense? This has to do specifically with your transformation coaching, with your monthly mission. Do you have questions?
No, I don't.
Does this make sense? I didn't hear what you said.
I'm not sure. It doesn't. I don't understand what that line means.
What
all
line
I know
means?
is that 4 out of 7. That's all that makes sense to me.
When you
I don't know what the plus or numbers sign or.
Okay.
I don't know what that stuff means.
How can you turn?
Those and book opt-ins. I don't know.
Okay, we're just looking at number 2, and You understand that it's 4 out of 7 transformation coaching. The
That's all
plus,
I know.
the only thing you don't understand is a number sign on this line. The plus number sign, wherever you see a number sign, that means that is an unknown, that's a variable, that's something that has not been decided or determined, and it's up to the person's name who's listed in the beginning to identify what that number is. So when it says plus the number, it is basically like next week, your goal would be to have 7. And next week, next Monday, when we ask how's it been going for you, you're going to say I've done, let's say 6 out of 7, and then we're going to say that's plus 2. We're going to change the 4 to 6, and we'll say that's plus 2 from last week.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
okay, yeah. So then that should be a 4. Or maybe a 3, I don't know what 4.
How many did you do last week?
I did 4 this week, but last week I didn't do any.
Oh, then that would be a plus 4. Yep, that's how it works.
Last week you did it with me, Sister Deborah.
Yeah, I remember you did it with her too.
Oh yeah, that's right, so then it would be a plus.
I think you and I did it last week, the week before.
No, we didn't do it last week.
You sure?
We did it last week. I'm pretty sure. There was something going on and we didn't do it.
Okay,
I thought the two of you did do it.
I did too.
Because I remember hearing good testimonies about how things went with Katharina and Kathy. Let's just say this is 2 more than last week. You doubled how many people you served since last week.
Okay.
That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, not really. That's what I heard. Alright, cool. Thank you, Mom, for the MKRs.
From who? Who did you hear that from?
You. It's like, not really.
That sounded good and I said, yeah.
It was your tone, not the words you said. I can't hear your words when your tone is speaking so loudly.
Alright. Thank you. Thanks for breaking that down because I forgot how to read the MKRs. Okay, so, Ms. Deborah, what is your number 1 biggest problem that you're currently facing? Such that by solving would make the greatest difference in moving the mission forward.
And it can't be that people want to do it.
The more specific you can be, the more we can provide support or something.
Doing the homework.
Yeah.
Would it be doing the homework or choosing homework that is chunked down or relevant to what people are looking for?
Didn't you tell me that we all need to do day 3?
But day 3 is huge. If you chunk it down to just do the assignment for the 7 basic human needs. That is a lot easier to do in a week than do the implementation guide for day 3. That sounds intense. There's 7 beliefs. There's 7 human needs, and there's the emotional drive. There's a lot that's going on in that homework, and if it's over chunked, people don't do it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it might be like what if your problem isn't people doing the homework? What if your problem is giving people an assignment that is easy to do, easy and enjoyable to do?
How would I need help with that?
Aren't we talking about the biggest problem? You're saying, how would I need help with that? Or where would you need support? I can't hear you, Mom.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, are you processing?
No, I'm not. I'm more like shutting down.
Okay. Would it be good to move? Well, think about when you go through this process. Think about the blessing that it brings for people. Think about not the conversation or what's happening or what the situation is. Think about like what will be the result when we're able to solve these problems. Think about how life transforming it will be for an entire team when you persevere through the difficulty. When people understand where we're coming from, we're leveraging the strengths and weaknesses of each other, we're working together as a team. Think about why you're doing this and why we're having the conversation. Yes?
I'm not shutting down that much. I just, in this particular question, is all I don't know what to do. I'll have to relook at it to see.
You don't know
what to say.
You don't know what to do for what, or relook at what? Relook at the question? Oh, okay.
Instead of chunk it down, you don't want me to go run over there and look at the homework, do you?
No.
In the middle of this.
No, that's not what I'm asking you to do.
So I don't have really anything more to say because I would have to look at the homework, see how to chunk it down to move forward. I'm not like shutting down, like I'm closing off and giving up or anything.
This is the first time that you expressed that you understood or agreed with what I shared about chunking down the homework. So that is more of what I was looking for. It's acknowledgement or understanding, or maybe agree or question or concern. So that was helpful what you just shared. And as far as the problem, like I'm not asking for a solution right now. I'm just saying if we can get really clear on what is the problem, which we just did, that's good. The problem's not people doing their homework, but if we could identify the problem as chunking down the homework in a way that it's easy and enjoyable for other people to do it, then we can be like, all right, we can solve that very quickly. But yeah, anytime we say that like our people don't or the people won't, or our problem is that people aren't doing the assignment, that's a forbidden phrase in leadership because we can't really change that. So I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. This is good. We made a lot of progress with this question. So we could probably move on.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is going to be helpful, thank you.
Yes,
for
clarifying though. Alright, and where do you need support this week to move forward, Ms. Deborah? I know, well, that was just something different.
I don't know.
But you were just sharing how, like, one of the ways you can use support is if you're lacking clarity on something or specific training. So if you want to better understand how to chunk down an assignment, that could be an area that you could use support to move forward. Does that make sense, Mom?
Yeah.
Huh?
You would do that.
I could help you with that. Shanicia could probably help you with that. It's just chunking down an assignment from, like, Tony already chunked it down for us. He already has it into sections. It's just changing the language pattern of saying, do the assignment for day 3. Day 3 sounds intense. It's an entire day's assignment. Whereas saying like, oh, just do.
That's that they have time, however much time they need to do it. That's
assuming people's mind think about it like that. But a lot of people's minds, especially people who are overwhelmed, procrastinating, or avoiding, they're not chunking things down. So when we as leaders chunk it down for them, then it becomes a lot easier for them, where you'll see that people take action, they're motivated, they're clear. But if they feel overwhelmed or confused, a confused mind always says no. A confused mind is a paralyzed mind, an overwhelmed mind is a paralyzed mind. So if we eliminate the overwhelm and confusion by just chunking a specific section, we do that for them in our assignment, and in the giving of the assignment, then you'll see people take quick action and they do stuff. They're like, oh, I could do that. Does that make sense, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Shanicia?
I guess it's an area that I kind of need support in regards to the homework. Because I was thinking, even with it not being chopped down, I don't even think to look for homework. So I need some kind of reminder or accountability with that.
Some sort of trigger.
Yeah.
And also, like, that's another area with memory where if it's over chunks and it's vague in general, our memory doesn't latch onto it. But when it's really specific, simple, and clear, then our memory is way more likely to remember, process, and retain and recall at the times when we need to do it, or we could do it when we have the time to do it. Then the more specific our assignment is, the more likely we are to remember it when we have opportunity to do the assignment.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you. So,
This is awesome.
yes, a lot of clarity being had right here.
Amen.
So we're gonna go to the next one. Last. It says Shanisha will launch the mentorship book funnel and collect 500 emails by generating interest on social media, so we can serve folks through the book, make profits through the upsells and the downsells, and get clarity calls booked by August 3rd. So what progress did we make this week with that one? Let's see. Well, as a team, we started implementing the different ways to market a book, and I think quite a number of us like chose 5 things to do, and we started implementing that and marketing the book. When we after the live cast, I know it talks about collecting emails, but it was a trigger. After the live cast, I created an email that told them about the book too. Well, it was like a summary of the live cast, and then I put the book in there.
That was really good. She shared testimonies.
Yeah.
If you guys got the email, it was really nice. New format she was experimenting with.
Yeah, it was an experiment. I wanted to do that.
Cool. Cool.
So I did that.
You want the book?
What did you say?
You want the book?
What did you say? Seeded the book in there? I put the book in the email. Told them about it. As like a PS, because I remember, was it you that said that? Somewhere I learned that people look at the PS first, and then they look at the, like the beginning and the end kind of thing. So you put the most important things in.
That was in the email.
Sweet.
Yeah,
You told them about the book in the email that was sent after the live cast?
yeah.
Yes.
And, I think, Cameron, you did some editing for the funnel, right? This week. And Catherine gave you some feedback on it. Copy of you. You got that done. We did the database. Was that this week? Have we created that database? No, that was from last week. Anyway, we have a database for marketing that Carmen and Enid worked on. That's nice. We finished editing the manuscript.
I did that this week?
I do believe so. And then you guys put it on for paperback.
Yeah, I need Cameron's support to order the paperback. Cameron, did you see my message I sent you yesterday? About the
Saw it.
paperback? You did?
I saw it.
Okay, that's good.
Nice. And then, yeah, that was this week. Oh. And then I did some follow-up with some of the people from the Best Hour on Fire, and the ones that responded so far that have books. I put them on a list and started reviewing those. I think this is a combination of last week and this week, but that's what I have on my list.
That's really cool. Yeah, I noticed more people were texting. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
That was
So
about
those
book
are
reviews?
pretty bad, yeah. What did you say?
That was about book reviews?
Yeah. Those are what I can think of. What else? What other progress did we make?
Us reviewing other people's books helps us to create more marketing assets to sell our book better.
Yeah.
Because of the
Yeah, I
lot
need
party.
help with that.
What do you need help with?
I'm not sure who to click to review?
To who to what?
Whose book to review?
Oh, yeah, Shanicia is and Katharina both said that they would be creating a list of people's books to review, and Shanicia's been going at it. I don't think Katharina got started.
And I'm working on getting links and things too to make it easier.
And it's in the stepping stones, Vaughn. The stepping stones for the monthly mission is where you see the list of books to review.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ms. Zeba, I think this is where you were saying about the analytics. You were looking at some analytics for the funnel.
So we're at the measurable key results again, 3.1.3.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Mom, what happened was last week or the week before, we said that you and Shanicia were being partnered together so you could understand how to find and read the ClickFunnels analytics. And what you did is you went there to the analytics instead on your own, took a photo and sent it on Messenger, and then it kind of sent a signal that was confusing to Shanicia. She's like, oh, so does that mean I don't need to talk to her because now she knows how to navigate to it? And it was a little confusing, whereas it probably went off her radar a little bit, but I was encouraging Shanicia to talk with you so that you understand how to read it, because the dates that you had were off. But I want to commend you for taking the initiative and looking for it and reminding yourself of how to find it. That's half the battle, and I appreciate you putting your effort into doing that.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you're expressing where you need support to know how to read and understand what you're looking at. And that's what Shanicia was assigned to help you with. So she'll be available for you.
Yeah. And another thing we did was, I guess I kind of went back a little. I got clarity on the other funnels that you can look at, the high leverage ones. I think that's a question that you had to. So we have a list of funnels that you can be looking at.
Okay.
Okay, so for the MKRs, so would we skip it then?
Skip what?
Like the MKRs for this one?
What one?
For the book sales and the book opt-ins, because it wasn't like the time frame that we had.
I guess so. But Mom, before next Monday, we want to make sure to get how many books have we sold on Amazon and how many email opt-ins did we get. Number 3 and 4 for the MKRs. Does that sound good?
How many opt-ins? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes, for the iwantamentorbook.com. And there's a comment on both number 3 and 4. That will make it easier for you to find an update.
What is an opt-in?
Mom, are you on 3.1.3 toggle? Measurable key results?
I was.
So you're not. So no, you're not. Is that what you're saying?
Read 1.1.
3.1.3.
Okay.
An opt-in is when people opt in to our mailing list. Every funnel, the first step of every funnel is an email opt-in. That's why they call them opt-in pages. That's for generating leads. Does that make sense, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay, and so with this funnel, we're giving them the first 3 chapters for free in exchange for their email. So when they opt in to get the first 3 chapters, they read, we're creating a list of hungry buyers that are eager to buy the paperback when it comes out.
Okay.
Got it from Hal Elrod. That made a lot of sense. Does that make sense, Mom?
Yes.
And your role is to measure. No, your role is to measure how many people opted into this funnel.
Okay.
Yep, and Shanice will show you how to do that.
And I have a question. So, within that same conversation that we had last week, you were saying about creating a sync block for the analytics. Is this the same thing that you just did? You said create the main, like a main sync block for the analytics, for the book funnel analytics. Okay. Do you remember?
Are you talking to me?
Enoch.
Oh.
I'm trying to understand what you're talking about, or what you're asking me.
Because I'm looking at the list of things that I,
Your stepping stones?
well, I don't think I transferred that to my stepping stones,
Oh.
but it's one of the things that I have to in regard to the book funnel.
When I asked you to create a sync block for MKRs?
No.
No. So then what are you referring to?
It just said analytics for the book funnel. Not like,
What about analytics for the book funnel?
there's something here about creating a main sync block for it. Maybe it was the MKRs, but you didn't say MKRs to me when we talked about it. I was just asking what that was about. I need clarification.
Well, analytics and MKRs are synonymous.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking.
There's nothing
Is it
on
the same thing?
There's nothing on analytics that you're not measuring. And all analytics are measurable key results. Those are, no matter what it is, YouTube, Instagram, funnels, sales, Stripe, any analytics is you are measuring the key results of whatever that thing is.
Okay. That makes sense. So that's why I was asking if this is what's already in the sync block here. Was that something that's done?
Yeah, I think it's done.
Thank you.
And Katharina put this together.
Great.
Very great. Thanks for asking.
Alright, so where are we? I don't have a weekly thing to measure. So
Let's measure how many people you reached out to schedule speaking engagements. That's really what we got to do for launching the book.
well, last week I reached out to I think 4 people.
4 new people to get on their stage.
Yeah. And then should I count last night? Let's say 4.
That's good.
And so I see my name on the 2 other ones, so that's when we have the monthly meeting and the quarterly meeting, then those get updated. Or should it still be like a every week thing?
See your name on monthly and quarterly.
Yeah.
What about it?
So, you know how we're doing the weekly one right now, because we're in the weekly debriefing. So are
Yeah,
these only done in the meetings?
I don't know. We don't have any system for it, but for now, let's just go for that.
Okay.
Let's just say let's update it in the monthly meeting and leave it blank otherwise.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. And so, now the number one biggest problem that I'm currently facing, such that my son would make the greatest difference in moving the mission forward, is actually scheduling more podcast interviews to help serve others with our book.
So how many people do you want to reach out to schedule podcast interviews a week?
Let's say
This
my
would be
goal
a
is
process
7,
goal.
right?
Because if we know that 1 out of 10 people, roughly, well, if they're cold contacts, then it's generally like 3 out of 100 people will say yes. So how and if you have a goal, this is where the speed and the S in speed. If you have a goal to schedule, how many people did you want to schedule for this month? Doesn't look like it's on there.
No. we
So
don't have a
you
date for the
want
month.
60 in a quarter, so that's about 20 in a month. So if you want 20 in this month, then you need to take 20 divided by 3, which is 7, times 100. You need to reach out to 700 people in this quarter in order to schedule 20 interviews.
Okay. So if I wanted to do like 7 a week is the same.
So if you do 700 in a quarter, that would be 7 divided by 3. 700 divided by 3, 700 divided by 3, that would be 233 a month. If you take 233 a month divided by 4 weeks, that's 58 a week. You have to contact 58 people a week, or 100 people every 2 weeks in order to reach your goal of 20 a month.
How many do you contact right now a week?
It's not something that I've been really good at measuring. So we can just say 4.
In our one-on-one, we could talk about the 4 S's for scheduling the podcast.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So should we put 200? What did you say? 100 every 2 weeks?
Yeah, 100 every 2 weeks, or 60 a week.
Well, let's just do that. And then we'll figure it out. Okay. And then where I need support, thank you. Where I need support is,
Wait,
oh, what?
scheduling more podcast interviews so we can what?
So we can market our book and also serve others with our book.
Did you say your number one greatest problem? I don't think your greatest problem is scheduling podcast interviews. I think your greatest problem is reaching out to new strategic partners to schedule podcast interviews. It sounds the same, but one emphasis is the result, the other emphasis is the process that will produce the result. Reaching out to them is probably your greatest problem right now.
Oh, if I think of it like the pipeline.
Yeah, because scheduling a
Like
podcast.
actually put it on the calendar.
Yeah, and scheduling the podcast is over chunking because there's steps. Like you can see that, and that's a result that we want. And you can see it's like what I was talking to Mom about. It's over chunked where it's vague, it's unclear. It's your mind isn't in that word. Scheduling podcast is not thinking of the process, the steps to make that happen. So when you think of reaching out to new strategic partners to schedule podcasts, that is very specific. Like, oh, how many people am I going to reach out today or this week to get that result? That's a process. You do that and it's cause and effect. It will happen.
That makes sense.
Not vice versa.
And, okay. This is a question and maybe an area that I need support is figuring out like once and for all like an ideal time to just work on that, like reaching out to people because I have just 2 days set aside.
Well,
out of the week.
just know that is your number one priority. Like your 1-sentence job description is scheduling interviews with people. So if every other responsibility you have falls through the cracks, but you accomplish that one thing, you have 100% like fulfilled your responsibilities or expectations in your role. But if you do everything else and fail at that one thing, then that's like vice versa. Like you're doing a lot of good stuff, but failed with fulfilling the expectation for your role. So it's like,
I'm willing to help you.
Thank you.
yeah, I'm willing to help too.
Thank you.
But yeah, so to answer your question, I can't think of anything that you do or you could do that is of higher priority or higher leverage than reaching out to people to schedule speaking engagements and following up with them, anything required to do that. That you can choose pretty much any time of any day to do that. And it would be, I mean, that's your number one priority as the director of strategic partners, your primary role. Does that make sense? Does that help answer your question?
It helps.
Is it clarifying?
Woo! Oh my goodness.
Man, you're on a roll. You just wanted to move. All that excitement's under your bones. Like, let's go.
That was.
Nerd down. Do you want to pull that centerpiece off of there? I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
Probably a good idea. Okay. Yeah, that helped. And yes, I would like to have a conversation with you in a second.
Sounds good.
Look forward to that. All right. And I also need help from Edith to go over the list of the frameworks. I don't know if you had the chance to look at it yet, but the frameworks from the book. think I have like 70 something. I forgot.
Oh, I
put
want
that
to.
in there.
It's on my list for the week.
Oh, good.
That's so exciting. Like, I'm thrilled about that. That's gonna help me to see offers in everything I do.
Can you repeat the last two things? Or are you looking at what I have there? How's it look?
Enoch looked through the 70 book frameworks that Shanicia compiled.
Oh, where am I looking? I didn't write
That AC feels so nice.
Oh, yeah.
The moment you turn it on, it was cooling down. I was getting so hot. I got hot the last 3 times we turned off the AC while we were recording.
Thank you. And well, Sister Sherry already set her MKR for this week. That's another area I need to support.
What was her name, Karen?
You said 10, right?
Oh, the
I think
reels
it's actually
edited.
15.
She wants to do
Because I said it last week.
30 reels
Or
edited.
whatever it was. I forget what it was.
And how many have you edited within the last like Monday to Monday?
I didn't do any
think
last
you did any
week because
last
things came up and I wasn't able to.
Okay.
Yeah, and you switched the schedule
Cool.
with the Thursday. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're working with them now.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I guess that's another area we need to figure out
Yeah, I was
time,
telling
because you
you.
said it fluctuates.
So we're gonna give you that MKR on the weekly.
Awesome. That's it for now.
That's exciting. And this and the support too is for Shanicia and Mom to schedule to get together because Mom says that she's willing to help a lot. You say you'd like help a lot, and then it doesn't seem like I see you guys getting together very frequently.
Yeah, because something's always at that time. But that's what I was gonna say, Miss Deborah. I need your support this week with what we talked about yesterday about the podcast groups. So to
That's cool.
kind of like evaluate the people and see if they're a good fit and why they'll be a good fit.
What if you guys do it together?
We can, but that's our neighbors.
That'd be good. Yeah, if you guys did it together a little bit, and then you get an idea of how it works, and she gets an idea how it works, and then she can carry the baton further. But that could be that accountability, support, encouragement you guys have to do it together.
Yeah,
In the beginning, it can be fun.
yeah.
It's fun when you get to do hard stuff together, right, Sherry?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Especially when you have somebody to do it with, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think now that's it for now.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Thank y'all. So now we're gonna go down to 3.5.
I need
And-
support with following up with Joseph
Sorry.
for the strategic partners. Joseph is interested in speaking, and Elena is interested in doing a summit. She's hyper focused on her summit right now.
She's not.
She's not.
No.
Oh,
I talked to her already.
so she was at one point, but then she slowed down.
Yeah, because she's finishing up some books and then she's gonna focus on it again.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. So we just want to keep her on her radar. She on the Dream 100 list?
She's on the list that I have to transfer it to the database.
We should, what I would suggest is put, like what I learned in sales is, and isogenics is we schedule a time of when we are going to follow up with certain contacts. If they're busy in the season, put them on the list for a month from now or 2 months from now, depending on, like ask them like about what time do you think you'd be focused on the summit, and then in September, then we're like, all right, September they go on our list. We're like, so if we followed up with you September 14th, you're like, you think that you'll be working on it? We'd be like, yeah. And we do the fortunes in the follow-up. That's really, really important. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I asked her, I don't know if you saw the message, but I did ask for Joseph because I was looking for the conversation.
Yeah,
Find it.
I did see your message.
Okay.
I looked for the conversation too.
What happened? Anyways.
I don't know if his name is on there.
Yeah, but it's
I don't
not.
think his name is saved. But I got his photo. I can show you what he looks like on Google Photos. Or maybe his name isn't Joseph.
Might not be.
That could also be it. I know what he looks like though.
Okay.
So Elena's off. Oh, and Jonathan. I need help following up with Jonathan. He wants to create a book of people whose lives was literally saved by a book. And I finally thought of an example, and that was the SHIP program. Gotta let Joseph know. Jonathan, thank you. Gotta let Jonathan know. I found him on Facebook, finally connected with him, and that might be an opportunity to put in his book.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
And what about with Christopher? Is that something you need to work with this week? Or
No,
that's-
I just
no, you gotta
need
wait.
to call Denzel and Christopher.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you. And let's move on to 3.5. Some of you have already started and finished. Let's take about
Wow, you guys are on top of things.
5 minutes.
Look at you.
Write down your weekly wins and what you're going to be working on for the next week. Thank you for doing that, Miss Deborah. That's really awesome.
Mama's on point.
Yeah, she's done.
Way to go, Mama. Mama Tita.
Thank you all for hanging in. We're almost at the finish line.
Yeah, boy. God is so faithful.
Tell me all about it.
No.
Okay, fine. I know.
Oh, I know what happened there. We're halfway through the year, or 54%. 58% through the month already.
It's crazy.
We're 20% through the quarter. We're 18%.
Yeah, 609 followers on Instagram.
We have 700?
No, 609.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
That's 7,000 post impressions, so.
I forced someone to unfollow us yesterday. That was pretty cool. I didn't know I could force people to not follow us anymore. So we lost a follower. That was good.
That's good to know you
Why?
can.
Yeah, it is good enough. Why? Because it was a fake
Yeah.
robot. It was a porn star selling their porn
Oh.
websites.
Oh, really?
I didn't want them following us. Because they had alternative motives.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, praise God you lost them.
Yeah, they're just fake. It's a fake account. I don't need porn stars on our follow
How did
list.
you find it? How did you find out who it was?
I looked at their profile and the
Okay.
link in their bio it said porn something.com or whatever, and their profile photo was provocative. It was like a young lady in a bikini or something. So I'm like, it's like, what do I do with this? And then I saw a little like remove follower. I was like, what? That's cool. And I like
Praise God.
turned off their follow.
Praise God.
Yeah, it was neat.
That's great.
We have 606 on YouTube subscribers.
Our Instagram and YouTube are pretty well keeping up.
Yeah, connect.
That's interesting. Fascinating.
I think Sherry needs to check her new friend on Facebook too.
Yeah, check your friends.
Yeah, I
Sherry.
do. I need to find out what her last name is.
And that was, not that she's lying to you or anything, but
I know I was
No.
thinking about that.
she's sometimes.
She could be, God
Like
knows,
little rabbit holes.
right?
Oh, Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I will call thee by thy name. Thou art mine. see Jesus. Oh, shout glory. Wow, that's cool.
Alright. Oh, don't forget to put what you're learning as well.
Oh, it is right here. Every day. I have called thee by thy name. That was mine.
Okay. Sister Sherry, would you like to start us off? Share what you're doing.
Oh, when shall I see Jesus?
I am going to shoot for publishing on Facebook daily. I've been doing a pretty good job of being pretty consistent, but I want to be even more so consistent. I want to make sure I do my one-on-one with Deborah, because there was something that came up last week and we weren't able to do it, so I want to do it this week. I want to create 15 reels and work on the implementation worksheet for cash flow banking to help us have clarity on how to apply what we learned to the Army of Youth Ministry.
Awesome. And what will you be learning?
I was just going to write that down, but I think about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for sharing. Who's next? Sister Kathy.
Work with Sherry and Deborah to help implement the worksheets with the cash flow, then complete the implementation guides for the cash flow, and then
How many
batch
guides do you want to complete this week?
number 2.
So you want to complete the second guide?
The second one, yes.
That's cool. So then you have guides plural, but you only want
Yeah,
to complete one.
right. Number 2. Okay, and then batch bread making with Sherry and Meggie.
How about that?
Thank you.
That's
Bitch
exciting.
bread.
Thank you guys for doing that. And what are you going to be learning?
Not sure yet. I still have to think about that one.
Okay. Well, when we get down to it, if you guys have it on there, then you can still share.
I know I need to work on the assignment that Deborah gives us, or gave us, for the coaching, transformation coaching.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, Conrad, what are your wins for the week? And what will you be working on? I mean, learning.
Win. Call the OCD coach to Enoch met at the book event.
What are you saying?
Win. Call the OCD coach that Enoch met at the book event.
Oh,
Win. Study how people do their Notion blogs so I can better help people who want to set up their blog on Notion.
Genius, Cameron.
And then the other one's blank.
Do you know what you're going to be learning yet?
I'm going to be learning how to switch on my brain.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
By-
solid.
Well, I'm going to be going through switch on your brain.
Okay. Awesome.
Switch it on.
Hello.
Will you learn how to switch on my brain too?
Ah,
Very cute. Inik,
Shanicia?
can you read your weekly wins, please?
Sure. Where they at? Want to call Christopher to understand his dreams. I'm going to finalize the implementation workshop training because I don't know what I'm going to talk about when I get back. And today's my last day to finish that outline. Number 3, I want to get crystal clear on my desired outcomes and intentions for the abundance event as well as tomorrow's Rhino $1 million mastermind thing.
Rhinoceraptor.
Nice.
Rhinoceros.
And what will you be learning?
I'm excited for his training. I'm going to be learning the Millionaire Mastermind. I'm going to catch up on the Inner Circle office hours, and I'm going to catch up on the Trainings That Transform, and I'm going to read that 11-hour book on YouTube growth by Daryl Eves that Myron recommends.
Times 3 speed?
No, just times 2 like I usually do.
11 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'll have a lot of time while I'm in Texas to go through content, so I can go through like 30 plus hours of training whenever I travel.
Okay, that's cool. Alright, thank you for sharing. And Miss Deborah?
I'm going to do a lot this week.
Good job, Mama!
We'll learn to chunk down homework, review books from the monthly mission, and do the analytics for the ClickFunnels. And some other things I'm going to do is get a number of how many often emails we got from I want to minister Click.com, and which is ClickFunnels, right?
Yeah, that's a part of ClickFunnels.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, that's a part of ClickFunnels. Can you hear us?
Well, I can now. After you said that, did somebody tell me that before I asked?
Yeah, I did.
Shanice wasn't speaking very loud, so she
That's
put
what it was.
she put more bass in her volume and it carried further. Then you were able to hear it the second time.
Alright.
Always see. Okay. So in the book styles analytic from Amazon, and transformational coaching, I'm going to aim for 7 people, and create another Tiller worksheet, and find potential podcast interviews for Enoch. That's what I want to do.
Good job, Mom. That's exciting. Is that 3 weekly wins or was that like 7?
Oh, and then I want to do I want to learn more about YouTube so I could zero in on people.
Are we getting down to like 8 different ones? Mom, you want to listen to the audiobook?
Yeah.
Okay. I put it down on your list. Mom, you realize we're just going over 3 weekly wins, right? We're not listening to your whole checklist of what you're going to do this week. We're just talking about 3 high leverage weekly wins per person.
Well, what is the other things for?
The other things is for you to have on your radar as you're going through. And we could read it silently on our own if we want, but that's not for you to verbalize or to go into that much detail with everybody listening on the other things. Does that make sense, Mom?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's just for things that you want to keep on your radar that is not part of the weekly wins.
Okay.
Did you just delete those?
Yeah.
Do you already have it written somewhere else?
No, but I will. I'll write it somewhere.
Why would you delete it then?
Well, it's not really deleted. I just, did the Control X on it.
Oh, you cut and paste. Okay. All right. And also the other things is an opportunity to communicate what people are working on, whatever on people's radars. Although we only go through 3 at a time with each other when we're verbalizing, we can still look over, see what else is on people's minds, and see how we can help others to accomplish their goals. So it's good to leave on there. I would copy and paste if you're going to put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I realize it was
Cool.
and fun.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Thanks for joining us.
Alright. Next.
Mom, can you put them back?
Yeah, I am. What do you think
Okay.
that I gotta do first?
Are you next, Shanicia?
I have here to reach out to, I put a number of new strategic partners
That's good.
to schedule podcast interviews Monday through Friday. Anyway, we'll leave that for now. And transcribe that audio conversation that Enoch, Ms. Deborah, and I had on Friday regarding strategic partnerships, so that I can extract those steps and get everyone clear.
Did you record it? I don't remember this conversation.
Yes. When you were telling me about the 4 categories that people are looking for,
Oh.
different things like
Oh,
that.
you recorded it. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe that could go on another one. Anyways, and then conduct a class on the pipeline prioritizing process, so we can have a refresher on how to choose high leverage tasks.
Are we gonna do that Wednesday?
Yes, that's Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday, what time?
It was at 1, right?
I think, yeah, 1 to 2, I think. 1 to 2 on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
We just
And
switched
I'll
it from
record
last
it.
week.
And what I will be learning is the same thing. I'll be going through the section of the book that talks about it, and then seeing what else there is to learn about the pipeline prioritizing process. Because it'll definitely help. I mean, in comparison to everything else that we're doing, I think it's high leverage.
Yeah, prioritizing is extremely high leverage. It's one of the highest multipliers of anything we could do. It's knowing how to prioritize opportunities.
We're multipliers of time.
Yep, we multiply time. We're multipliers, leverage leaders.
Alright, and okay.
Multiplying mentors and multiplication.
Yeah, you did. Everyone went. I went in order.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And so everyone share what they're working on. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys.
Coolio.
Yeah. Gonna go ahead and close in prayer now. Who would like to pray to close us out?
I can.
Thank you.
Father in heaven, we give you thanks and honor for the vision and the drive that you have given each and every one of us. Father, I pray that you might continue to increase that vision and that drive. Father, I pray that you see what we desire to do this week and to accomplish. We lay these things at your feet, oh Father, to be given up or carried out as your providence should indicate. And Father, help us to this week stay connected with you, and they may guide us along any challenges that we face. Father, give us the ability, help us to see through them, oh Father, and who we are becoming. Father, I thank you. for this privilege and this opportunity that I have of working together with each and every one of us. And help us not to take it for granted. Thank you, Father, for what you have done, for what you will do through us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Jumper, I'll be in the living room.
Okay. Thanks for getting on Discord. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, Mom. Ba-da-doo. Do. Do-do. Boo boo. Ba-do. Boo boo. Ba-do-do. Do.
Oh, that's cool.
What is?
We did it. We did the weekly debriefing.
Yeah, we didn't hear your weekly wins.
I know. I wasn't able to plan my week yesterday, so while you guys were reading your weekly wins and stuff, I was writing some things down that I was like, oh, I want to do this week and prioritize some stuff.
So do you have 3 weeks?